Hey, everybody. Hey. Welcome back to another edition of Eric, what's the name of this podcast? Side
Same
Topics.
topics. Then you name it. You're not gonna know the name of what your own stuff.
It's just been, folks, it's been that kind of week. Trust me.
You're
Man.
not lying though.
Uh,
You're
so
not lying.
so I'm up
Woo.
here with my Erica. How you doing, Erica?
It's been a week,
How's life treating you?
Mr. Walker. It's been a week. It's been a week. God is good though. He's faithful, no matter what. So I'm good. I'm gonna be all right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I hear you.
Yes,
I
sir.
hear you.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Oh, praise God. That's good.
Just trying to make it.
Okay.
Just try
Okay.
just trying to make it.
All right then, yes,
Okay,
sir.
then. Folks, we got something to talk about. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, you see how she acting. Okay, just
How
listen.
am I acting? Let's address that part. What am
Look,
I doing? I just
look,
got here. You already giving me a hard time. Go ahead,
okay,
sir.
just listen, y'all. Right
Ooh,
there.
oh Lord.
Uh, oh goodness. Peaceful alone, yet curious about love.
Okay.
Peaceful alone, curious yet curious about love. What you got to say, Erica?
Mm. When I first saw that picture, all I thought was, well, dang, she didn't even want to comb her hair, nothing. I mean, shoot, she kind of looking a little rough. I mean, I get it, but shoot. You're not taking care of yourself, or what's really going on here? I don't know.
Well, I mean, maybe she had a
Oh,
rough day at work and
okay,
she's at home in the comfort and the privacy
okay,
of her own home.
okay. That's fair. You created the graphic though, so
You know,
stop.
you know what, folks. Thank y'all for joining in. We'll see you next week, okay?
Don't act like that. I'm joking. You gotta stop being so uptight.
Oh, oh, okay. Well, anyway, we talking about peace, peaceful alone, yet curious about love. Peaceful alone. In a few minutes, I'm gonna find out how it feels to be peaceful alone on this podcast. So we gonna see about this night. But
Oh, I'm having a good time. I'm always gonna have a good time, Mike. You better know that.
oh, either way, y'all. We gonna get started. We got some videos we want to show y'all.
Mm,
And here's the first one. Here, let me get us out of this first. Here we go.
okay.
Here's the first one. Listen to this. This is pretty good.
What advice do you have for people who have been single for a long time and are struggling to find love?
Don't try to fix your loneliness or the fact that you would really like to meet someone. That's a part of being human. There are going to be times where you feel lonely. There are going to be times where you ache because you'd really like to have someone in this life. But the thing that turns that pain into unbearable pain is the relationship you have with your loneliness, the relationship you have with being single. And so much of that relationship is defined by this story that gets created. I'm not enough, that I'm undesirable, that I'm always the person before the person they marry, that all the good ones are taken.
How do you change it? Because it sounds terrible.
Well, firstly, get comfortable with where you are. Because if you can't get comfortable where you are, then anytime someone comes along, you will join whatever cult comes your way because you just want to get out of pain. So you have to get yourself to a place where you're happy enough without someone. You don't have to be blissfully happy, but happy enough that you can always say no to the wrong thing, because you will find the right person faster if you can say no to the wrong people quicker.
Mm,
Mm, mm. Okay,
wow.
Erica, go right ahead.
Mm. Well, I think that, and this is something we may have even discussed in our in the chat, the group chat, talking about loneliness and how do we navigate it. I think there's a huge difference between being alone and being lonely.
Yes,
Because being
absolutely.
lonely can happen even when you're in a room full of people,
Yep,
right? But
absolutely.
being alone, that may just mean solitude. And you can be in a relationship and be lonely. So I think
Absolutely.
quality of life really is contingent on your fulfillment on the inside. So loneliness, it can be a problem, but I also think that a person who is lonely may be putting their energy in the wrong direction. That makes
Mm,
sense. Uh,
mm.
would I
How
say that? Go ahead. I
okay.
want to hear what you say. Go
How
ahead. I want to hear
okay.
what you say.
Now how would they be putting their energy in the wrong direction?
Well, let's be honest. When we invest in the wrong people, the wrong relationships, or we
Yeah,
invest in the wrong things, uh, even the wrong type of hobbies, or the wrong type of habits, rather than doing things that actually build us up,
yeah.
we're just kind of aimlessly scrolling our phones, or we're spending
Oh,
hours and hours watching television. We're not
yeah.
doing some things that could help fulfill us mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I always go back to, especially as a Christian, because this is for Christians specifically, that's who we're talking to. When you're not sowing into your spirit, your flesh definitely is indulging in more than it should. Whatever that is, it's indulging in it. And I think too, like, I'll be honest, I think sometimes we settle in bad relationships, be it platonic, like non-romantic. You could have friends that just drain their life out of you, and instead of you getting new friends, you just because you're lonely, you deal with them. You know, uh,
Wow.
yeah, that's what I've learned. That's what I've seen. Myself personally, I had to do some adjusting because everybody don't belong in my life.
That's true. That's
Mm-hmm.
true. And the thing about it is, to use a term, when you're looking for friends
Mm-hmm.
or romance,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the the pickings are slim, or they're
Can be.
slim pickings, you know.
Mhm.
And sometimes people just settle. Like,
Yes,
well, this my friend, he or she gets on my nerve, they draining, but
but
who else
hmm
I'm gonna hang out with?
that's true.
You
But
know, and then,
what do
go
you
ahead.
do though? But what do you do? What's a resolution? Have you had to cut off some friends before?
Wow. Uh, recently I just did.
Oh boy,
Recently I just did. I won't go into
you don't have to.
details.
Hmm.
Thank you, Erica.
Why you gotta act like that? Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Okay, but but it was just a, and I'm not this type of person where you make one mistake with me, I cut you off. No, we all make mistakes.
Yeah,
As long as we in this earthen vessel, we're gonna make mistakes, correct? We're
that's true.
gonna have lapse and judgments. We're gonna mess up, okay?
Yep.
Call it for what it is. But when it's a long history,
Oh yeah.
doing it and doing it and doing it and
Right.
doing it and doing it. And it
Mm.
doesn't mean I don't forgive.
Right.
Listen to me good. It doesn't mean I don't forgive, but it's just a point that, hey, enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
I need my peace. You know this, and
Mm-hmm.
I tell the studio audience and the listeners out there, I'm dealing with a lot of things right now. And
Mm-hmm.
so are you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm dealing with a lot of things, and I need every morsel of peace that I can muster up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I say this all the time, my emotional bandwidth.
Mm.
It's spotty sometimes. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I only have so much energy for so many people. And if
True
you just
story.
constantly taking away, pulling, seeing what you can give, but
Mm-mm.
not giving in return,
Mm-hmm.
we got a big problem.
Yep, we do. And the
We got,
sad part is, it's a lot of people like that in the world. A lot more takers than givers. That's just for sure.
yep,
It's
yep,
sad, but it's real.
yeah, yeah. And it seems like when you lower than a snake's belly, then that's when all the takers want, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they don't care. They just
Mm-mm.
want to see what they can grab.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, so I understand though. You got to. I mean, who doesn't want to be happy?
Sure,
Who,
sure.
who doesn't want to be happy? But at what cost?
That's it. Exactly.
At what cost? I don't want just I get Miss such and such because she's available.
Right.
Sometimes available is not a good thing.
Nope.
So that's how that goes right there.
Mm-hmm.
So people, listeners, tell us what you think in the comment section. Just tell us
Mm-hmm.
what you think in the comment section. Okay.
Mm.
Anything else before we move on to the next one?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay. Get to this next one.
Mm.
This is pretty interesting right here. So y'all just sit back and take a listen.
Do you know what I think's crazy? We always talk about how hard it is being single after a long-term relationship. But we don't really talk about how hard it is getting into a relationship after being single for a long time. I mean, think about it. It's the learning to trust again. It's the learning to be vulnerable and having vulnerability, understanding your emotions again, losing all of that independence that you've learned how to deal with for however long you've been single. You can no longer be selfish. You have to make decisions that are about not just yourself. You've got to take into consideration someone else all the time. It's the most amazing, but one of the hardest things, especially when you have been single for so long and you're sort of adapted to this life on your own. I think naturally, obviously being single, you build up all of these walls, don't you? And it's half hard to break them all down. You feel like you've lived your best single life and you feel so accomplished. And then all of a sudden everything just changes. And I know if it's the right person, it feels right, do you know what I mean? But it's not easy. People think getting into a relationship is the easiest thing ever, and it's not. Believe me, it's not.
Mm, 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 mm.
Mm-hmm.
Erica,
Mm-hmm.
Erica sent me this video, and this hit me like a ton of bricks.
Mm-hmm. Same.
It hits me with a ton of bricks with her Yorkshire accent.
Right. It's thick.
It's good and thick too, boy. She definitely from Northern
UK.
England.
Mm-hmm.
But what she said was the truth though.
Mm-hmm.
I have been, my last relationship occurred in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, oh wow, that's been over 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've been content. I've been, doing my own thing, eating snacks by myself, doing this, doing that, saving money that I would have otherwise spent on dates or what have you,
Mm-hmm.
and then let somebody come into my life right now.
Mm.
Then I'll be like, wow, okay. And like she said, Erica,
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy
Mm-mm.
after you didn't, no, wait, let me do this again. I got to do this. You see how she's looking?
Why you
Don't
do her like
don't
that?
laugh at it. Don't laugh.
Why you do her like that though?
Well, she's indifferent.
Yeah,
She's
that's true.
peaceful alone, but yet in the back of her mind, she's thinking about love. But in a way, but you see how she's looking. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you got used to living your life the way you want to live, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden, somebody comes along, all of a sudden you got to keep your hair up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have any hair. I gotta keep my whiskers trimmed up. You know, start greasing up my no,
Lord.
greasing
You
up my face. Hush, Erica.
okay?
Greasing up my face.
You know what's about to ask.
You know, I got to
Mhm.
straighten myself out.
Right. That's true.
So yeah, and then you're like, you just been lazy. Well, I won't say lazy. You've been more laxed about it.
That's it. That's it.
But now, someone that came into your life. You know, you got to share your life,
Mm-hmm.
your
Your
time,
space.
that emotional bandwidth I mentioned a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're like, oh man, here I go.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Uh-huh. What say you, Erica?
Well, I will say she's telling the 100% truth, and I also have been uh out of a relationship for about the same amount of time as you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not for a lack of trying. It's just like she said, you start to get put walls up sometimes, or you realize, okay, I have to shift my way of doing things. I gotta fit somebody into my schedule. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
fit somebody into my life. I need to, add a consideration. I want to let them know what's going on,
Yeah.
and if they live in another city, you gotta even work even harder to try to keep it together and the connection together. Um, the
Mm-hmm.
the issue that I've come into is I don't have as much patience as I need to have sometimes, or as
Mm.
much grace probably as I
Mm.
need to have. And
Notice
so
how
that's
slow she's saying it, y'all.
so
Go keep going.
because I'm thinking it through while I'm talking about it. I was watching a YouTube video, and a young lady, her name, I think her tag is just witty. She was
Okay.
on. She's the one who lost her wig on Dear
Oh
Future
yeah.
Wife at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was talking about that on her one of her videos. How there's a certain amount of when you're trying to date and you're trying to talk to, you're asking the Lord if this is your person, and then you're trying to enter a relationship, you got to give them grace. I mean, obviously, you got to be firm on the fruit, but also realize nobody's perfect. And I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
for perfection. I think I just don't want to get tied up with somebody who's doing some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? So
I understood.
I think that's a big thing for me.
Mm. Hey, understood.
Yeah.
Understood. You got to learn how to go back to giving grace, and
Mm-hmm.
but also got to have your lack of a better term, anti BS detector
Mm-hmm.
on full detection.
That's a lot of energy too. I mean, let's be honest. Who want to be on the high alert in in a relationship? And maybe that's a red flag. Like if you got to be on high alert all the time with somebody, it could be that it's the wrong somebody.
Well, you know what? And you're right. And you're right. And it almost was like, if you remember, and folks, I'm gonna have the link at the end of the video
Mm-hmm.
that we talked about trauma
Mm-hmm.
and about you date somebody that's lack of a term, they on high alert. You remember that part? If
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like I say, at the end of viewers, we gonna have a link to it at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
show. But yeah, and so Yeah, you're right. That is a red flag. That's a red flag, big time, right there.
Well, I, we talk a lot about that nervous system being regulated and things like that, and I think sometimes people, I mean, the world is already difficult and
Yes.
anxious. It's an anxious place. So bringing somebody else into your life who's gonna possibly disturb the little bit of continuity or routine I may have feels
Yes.
like a threat to my peace.
Yes. Yes.
So that's why it can be hard. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm curious about dating, but like I said on the last time we talked, how do you start? How does that even? What's
Man.
the roadmap look like? Can anybody tell me? Y'all watching? Can y'all give me some ideas? Cause I'm sure lost.
Please do. Let us know in the comment section.
Yes,
Please.
please. We need some help. I need some help. I ain't gonna talk about Mike. He got it together. But I
No,
need
I need help too. Trust me.
I mean, because when you think about a couple things, she
Mm-hmm.
said you start to build walls. And I remember having a conversation with my therapist. Yes, I go to therapy because I believe in mental health. And she
Mm-hmm.
said sometimes exactly what this young lady said, what looks like boundaries can actually be walls. Now you may keep out all the bad, but you're also keeping out all the good. And I was like,
Mm.
here we go again. So she was like, I mean, I get it, I understand it, but you're gonna have to put, risk some things to have some of that in your life. Well, I mean, when you're used to doing things a certain way, sometimes you don't want to risk it. And the older we get and the more comfortable we become,
Translation, the more sin in our ways we become.
yeah, yeah, we can be. I mean, now I would like to think of myself as pretty flexible. I've had to be in these last few years with some of the things I've experienced with my family and my own health and things like that. I've had
Mm-hmm.
to be pretty flexible. But I also, if I'm a be in a relationship romantically, I'd like for it to be somebody that I could actually see as an ally and
Yes.
as somebody that is more of a safe place rather than somebody that's going to create chaos. And if
Mm.
I see the yellow flags of chaos, I'm going in the other direction. Just saying. Notice I say yellow because sometimes it may not necessarily look like a red flag yet, but my spidey senses is going off.
Well, no, no, you're not gonna wait till it turn red.
No, sir. Uh-uh.
But you know what? Nowadays, that is some that's some smart advice. You
Yeah.
know, it's smart because I think by the time you see red, well,
Hmm.
maybe
Too
too
late
late.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it might be too late then.
Mm-mm.
You know,
And that's scary too. That's
and
scary.
and sometimes we be so caught up in them, be like, oh wow, but oh, they look so nice. They look good. They check
The physical
the
boxes.
yeah, they check all the boxes and this and that. Yeah, I saw some dope in their bag, but you know
Oh,
what?
really?
Yeah.
Did you go that extreme?
I saw her arrest record online, but you know what?
Mm-mm.
We all make mistakes, You know,
Not the arrest record.
I saw her talk to some other man on the phone, but you know what? Hey, that could be her cuz. It's no
Mm.
different. You get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
yeah,
enough for me.
we ignore the yellow flags and but hey, and then that's where all the mistakes begin.
True story.
Okay, we're gonna kind of switch gears.
Okay, go ahead. Switch them up.
Well, I mean, it's something. You know what, y'all? When I talk to Erica off studio, you know, she look at that. She already laughing. But anyway, When she
Because
accuses
you
me of
funny.
accuses me of unruly behavior.
Accuses.
Yeah, accuses. Yeah.
Oh, y'all
And
just don't know how unruly
always
he is. But anyhow,
charges it that I'm in need of a hug.
you are.
Okay, y'all.
You several. Anybody
That,
want to volunteer?
see, y'all hear this, right? Okay. This might be y'all last time hearing her. Okay, anyway. Y'all hear this now. I just want y'all to
I'm
hear
trying to
this.
be your friend. I'm trying to look out for you.
See, you know she said she's trying. Okay. But okay. Listen. Listen to this. And this
Uh-oh.
kind of about hugs and long distance.
Mm.
And it ain't too long, but if you know where the states are located,
Right.
but still, that's still a good drive. So just listen to this right here.
My mom just calls me and she tells me that the man that she's currently seeing, who we love by the way, sent her some flowers to her job, but not just any old flowers, those really thick heart-shaped rose flower setups. Beautiful, right? Okay, we love that. And then she's telling me like, oh, she's about to get off of work. Can they come over later? And I'm like, come over later? Like he's here? And she's like, oh yeah, he came up yesterday. Mind you, he works during the week. So I'm sitting here like, and also he lives in Georgia. That man hopped in the car and be driving up here to see my mama, okay? All right, cool. Tell me why she says, yeah, he came on Thursday because Wednesday night I told him like I was sad and I needed a hug. So Thursday he called off of work and he drove up here. He was in South Carolina by lunchtime. He was in South Carolina by lunchtime because she said she needed a hug. You know what? And then I ain't even gonna hold y'all. People be like, oh, they be having low expectations. Like they be telling you to lower your standards when it comes to men. First of all, my husband, living example as to why I would never lower my standards. But number two, this man that my mother dating, he already be whipping it up here from Georgia. I really think he lives like on the Georgia-Alabama line to North Carolina to see this woman consistently. She calls him on a Wednesday. Hey, I need a hug by Thursday. He is in South Carolina at lunchtime. And then she shows up to work and finds these flowers. Y'all, at this point, standards ain't high enough.
Now, and for a little context here, according to the young lady, this gentleman lives, at least what she figures, at the Georgia-Alabama state line.
Mm.
Okay. Now, from that, and for him to come from there to get to South Carolina, you driving across state.
Mm.
Okay. And it also depends on what part of Alabama. I mean, that state line, and what part of South Carolina
Mm.
she lives in too. So I don't know. I'm just gonna speculate. That's a maybe 5 to 6, maybe
Mm.
even 7 hour drive one way.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be off by
No,
hours.
I
So
just looked at it on my
okay,
phone. 5 hours, 53 minutes. I just put in
okay,
Alabama to South Carolina.
okay. And that's what I was saying right there. That's one way, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
One way to
Wow.
give her a hug and then gonna drive back. So you spent almost a half a day.
Mm-hmm.
A half a day. And then sent flowers.
Mm.
Now, there are two ways to look at that. And
Mm-hmm.
she said her standards aren't high enough. Now, on one side, you could say, okay, that's sweet. That he showed up because she needed a hug. And he went back home or what have you, though. And then
Mm-hmm.
sent flowers. However, that's a little kind of unusual too, though. Maybe it's just me. Not
How is it unusual?
beg pardon.
How is it unusual?
I don't know. To drive, wow, to drive almost 6 hours, give a hug, and then to come back.
Well, I don't think I took it like that. I think I took it more like he came and he stayed a little while because she said something about him
Sure,
coming over.
sure.
But
Yeah, yeah.
I think for me, it's if a person's invested, they're going to
Mm-hmm.
make the sacrifices. If a
Sure.
person is, if they really want it, they're going to make the investment. The problem for me is how do I get past all the rigmarole to get to the point to where I want to be all in and invested. You know what I mean?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Because the preliminaries, like we in the in the romantic Olympics, are always
Yes.
way harder for me
Yeah.
to get past, and you know it's a lot. But I feel like too that young lady's probably in her 30s. Her mama is probably in her 50s or 60s.
Yep.
And the gentleman she's dating is probably in that era too. That's a different era, period. Now I know you know you in the 50s club, but I feel like my father made a comment that it was a badge of honor when they were coming up, even as they got into their teens and 20s or whatever, to have their woman say, "My man did this." To know the girls were gossiping in a good way and
Mm-hmm.
bragging on them was a big deal. So the men went out of their way to even what I would say outperform one another in
Yeah.
treating their woman a certain way. I think he may, the young lady's mother's boyfriend, may ascribe from that book. You know, and to be honest with you, if we're all being 100% honest, I think everybody aspires for somebody to invest in them like that emotionally, to go that extra mile for them. And I think that's what we want. But if we feel like we can't have that, then we'll settle for the peace and the aloneness. You know, I mean, I wish. I hope and pray that love finds me. That kind of love finds me one day. But the thing is, I'm willing to reciprocate too, and that's something that people have to remember. If that's
Yeah.
what you are asking for, right?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe in a different way of reciprocation, but I'm willing to also invest that much emotionally too. But going back to the lady from UK, that's a scary thing too, because now you
Ooh.
got to be
Ooh.
vulnerable.
And you know what? And I'm
Hmm.
glad you brought that up.
Hmm.
The lady from UK said it would be difficult to
Hmm.
transition from being a long time loner to a relationship. And just imagine if a fella made the same journey to her like that. She would probably be emotionally overwhelmed
Hmm.
such an action.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
well, shucks, I would. If somebody came to, well, we talking about men. If I went, well, I wonder how somebody would feel if I came and gave them that hug and drove back.
It
Mm,
depends on her. And I
yeah.
would say this: if a woman really, if y'all really connected like that, and you go out of your way,
Hmm.
that's some major brownie points. If she
Wow.
really feeling you, that's some brownie points right there. Because it's the little things. A lot of social media gives romance and men and women and how they interact and how romance looks and stuff such a bad rap. But let me tell you, a lot of women, it's just the little things. Are you paying attention to me? Do you care about those small things? Are you so worried about looking like a quote, simp or whatever? You trying to impress other people that don't matter in this relationship, or do I matter enough to you where you're willing to make a sacrifice? Because I've told guys this in the past, guys that I was
Mm-hmm.
talking to. I said, listen, if you give her the woman that you say you want to be with, your woman say you want to marry, you give
Yeah.
her good stuff, you treat her well, you pour into her, nurture her. I
Yes.
promise, if she's a healed woman, she will pour back multiple, just multiplied, it multiplicity. You know what I'm saying? It back into
Yes.
you in ways you can never imagine. One guy, I told him that I said, "You won't have no problems with her doing this or doing that." He gonna say, "She's supposed to do that anyway." Oh, sir, you
Oh
missing the
boy.
point.
Oh boy.
You missing the point, and that's where
Oh,
the whole entitlement thing comes in, and
yep.
gets to be a mess. But if two people have genuine intentions and they're really
Yes.
feeling each other and they want it to work, it can work.
Yes.
It can work.
And
It can
apparently,
work well.
that was long distance. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing about it is, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he made a 12-hour round trip. Well, hey,
She was worth
maybe
it to
she
him.
was she was worth it.
To
She
him,
was worth it. I
she
hope it
was.
works out. I mean, if it's true, and everything else,
Yep.
hey, I'd like to see some follow up on that right there.
Same.
You know, you
Yeah.
know. Well, that's
Yeah.
good though.
We need to
That's
highlight more positive black love stories because these other ones depress you. So we need to
oh
highlight
goodness.
positive ones.
Yeah, I mean, people who actually doing something, not
Positive.
not
Yes.
being without a home and saying, "Don't I deserve back rub?" There she go. Look at her.
Dude was tripping.
She.
Then the other one that gave a play by play about how to, let me show you, let me tell you how to move into your girl's house without her knowing.
Goodness. We might talk about that next time. I don't know, but okay. Any closing thoughts, Erica?
I think that at the end of the day, it
Yes.
really is going to take, a made up mind to decide that it's worth it to give it a
Yeah.
chance. With step out there. First of all, step out there and try to date, but to give love a true chance. And I think, the Bible says man was not meant to be alone. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just the
Yeah.
truth. So I
Yes.
do believe that it is good to be with somebody, but I think it has to be the right type of person, and they have to have the same type of values. But in the meantime, it's okay to be alone for now. But use this time to grow. You know,
Mm.
use this time to develop other good supportive relationships, not just the romantic one. You
Yeah.
know, use this time
Yes.
to make good friends. Get closer to your family. Use this time to make yourself more well rounded. Because even if something
Yes.
happens in that relationship doesn't last forever, say a spouse passes on or whatever, you still want to have good support. So work on
Yeah.
those things. Work on the things you can do right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what I think.
and I just believe, like I said, it's tough. We get so used to it, and there
Yes.
are various reasons that we're still alone, been hurt so many times, and your trust is just drained. You're
Mm-hmm.
drained. You're emotionally drained,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
spiritually drained.
Mm.
You know, and it's something though. But to go back to piggyback what you said in the interim, use this time to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Use this time to do some reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what can I do to be a better Michael to the next woman?
Mm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, because too many times we complain about the people that, you know, we dated,
Mm-hmm.
and what have you, and not to negate the bad things or the wrong things they did to us, but we're not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I've messed up.
I
What
think
can I do
everybody
to be
has.
what can I do to be a better Mike
Mm-hmm.
to the woman who's insane enough to date me,
Not insane. Now she gotta be insane. Oh Lord. I don't think
So
she gonna be insane. I
well,
don't.
So, it's tough out there.
It's
But
tough,
we got
but
to
I have hope.
persevere. What was that?
I have hope.
Know what I do too.
Yep.
Yes. So
Hmm.
thank you, Erica. I enjoyed it.
Yes, of course. That was some good videos, by the way.
Okay, then. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. And just let us know what you think in the comment section.
Yes, please.
Yes, please do. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much. Y'all take care of each other. And for Minister Erica Stanley, this is Mike Walker saying so long, everybody.